You know it's a good day when 12 brand new protagonist cards get revealed. Guys, welcome back to Just Nuts. Today, we're looking at 3 new cards for Yusei, 3 new cards for Jaden, 3 new cards for Yuma, and 3 new cards for Yugioh. All of them, including those boss monsters we got revealed artworks for, but never saw the effects. I don't want to waste too much time, because we got 12 new cards, and, you know, I can ramble. So, let's just jump right into it. Starting with the hero stuff, starting with Jaden, we have Elemental Hero Sunriser, a level 7 Light Warrior Fusion Effect monster with 2500 attack, 1200 defense. Fusion materials, 2 hero monsters with different attributes. That's pretty generic as far as heroes go. Must be fusion summoned, okay. You can use each effect among the first and third effects with this card's name only once per turn. Okay. First effect, if this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Miracle Fusion from your deck to your hand. Okay. I like that. That's actually really cool. Okay, well, let's get all the way through and then we'll talk. Monsters you control gain 200 attack for every different attribute among the monsters you control. Okay. And when an attack is declared involving another hero monster you control, you can target 1 card on the field to destroy it. Alright, I like this card. I think this is awesome. So first things first, Miracle Fusion is like seeing less and less play in heroes. We've just been getting more and more cards, kind of getting phased out. It's not searchable, and so sometimes it's just like, it's not a starter. It's just an extender, like after you've done all your stuff and put like enough heroes in grave. And so people were dropping it just because it wasn't like super searchable in the deck. Now it becomes very searchable in the deck. Not only just is this a big body that searches that, it also does other things as well, buffing all of your monsters up, which is actually pretty good, because like if you control 2, 3, 4 like heroes, and they all are like, if you control, you're probably trying to end like this guy, Dark Law, and probably another monster, and if those are all 3 different, this guy's 3100. You think about something like Appaloosa. Her biggest weakness is the battle phase, because people just bait 1 negate and then beat over her. That means even if she was 2400 and got brought down to 16, this would still keep her at 22, which is still not that easy to beat over. And Dark Law becomes like a 3000 beater, right? So this is pretty good. And the last effect, when an attack is declared involving. So if your opponent declares an attack on a hero, pop a card. If you declare an attack with a hero, pop a card. That's one's return, which it should be. You shouldn't be able to attack with like 3 different heroes and go pop, pop, pop. But I think it's a pretty good card altogether. I like it. I dig it. I think this is pretty good. Cool. Next up, we have Favorite Hero. It's an equip spell. Oh, boy. Equip only to a level 5 or higher monster. You can use the second effect of this card's name only once per turn. First effect, while there is a card in your field zone, the equipped monster gains attack equal to its original defense. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Okay. Second effects, at the start of the battle phase, you can activate 1 field spell from your hand or deck. Huh. And third effect, when the attacking equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can send this card to the graveyard, and the monster that attack can make a second attack in a row. Wow, okay, so there's a lot going on here. This card's actually a little better than I thought it was going to be. I think the biggest flaw is that it's only equipable to a level 5 or higher monster. It does help with OTK stuff because of that third effect, being able to attack, send this card, and then attack again, putting a ton of pressure damage-wise on your opponent. Your monsters can get huge with this card. Absolutely huge. I mean, just looking at Sunriser, Sunriser's 37 plus his effect that buffs himself already. So he's 37, he's at least 39 with this card. So, you know, and possibly more like 43, like usually around there is what I'd expect him to be. And then attack once, attack again. Pretty good. And it also does protect you from being targeted, which is nice as well. I mean, something like Dark Law. Just end your turn by equipping a Dark Law with this. Dark Law gets bigger than he usually is, making it even harder for him to get beaten over. And they have to have spell and trap removal for this card before they can even go in before they can even like target and remove him. And the fact that it activates any field spell from deck. That's the last super interesting part of this, because heroes don't have great field spells. That's like my concern here. Like I think the second what is it, Skyscraper is probably the best one, because it gives you like a fusion material back from grave like at the end of the turn after you fuse with it. I believe that's what it does. Don't quote me on that though. And the other ones are just like battle phase stuff. So I don't think this is the best card in the world, but I think it's okay. I do think it is okay, but we'll see. This card is maybe a little more niche than I think it is, but it forces you to play another field spell, which may not be to choice. And the last card for heroes is Magisterial Alchemist. It's a normal trap. You can only activate one card with this names once per turn. The effect says, banish 4 hero monsters from your graveyard and or face of field, then target a hero monster in your graveyard, special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions, and if earth, water, fire, and wind attributes are all among the monsters you banish to activate this effect, double the special summon monster's attack, and if you do that, negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls. Okay, so this is more of a cheese card. I guess it's possible to set up, but to me, it's like not that great. I mean, like the most examples like this guy. I can't even remember his name. Is it Electrum? Is that his name? But you summon a big beat stick. Most of the hero monsters like don't even like, I don't know, disrupt. So you just summon a big beat stick that, and then you just like, I don't know. It's so weird. This card's not that good. I don't think this card is that good. Maybe there's a combo where like you end with this, and like on your opponent's turn you're gonna just like drop a huge body, and then on your turn you're gonna just kill him. But I don't see this card seeing too much play. Not too crazy. Next up we move to Yusei and Satellite Warriors, a level 10 Dark Warrior Synchro Effect monster, 2500 attack, 2000 defense. He's level 10, dang. His synchro materials are 1 tuner, plus 1 or more non-tuner synchro monsters. Okay, so you need to tune with the synchro already to get to this guy. You can use each of the effects among the first and second of this card once per turn. First effect, if this card is synchro summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of synchro monsters in your graveyard as cost. Destroy them, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 for each card destroyed by this effect. Okay. And if this synchro summon card is destroyed, you can special summon up to 3 level 8 or lower warrior, synchron, and or stardust synchro monsters with different names from your graveyard. Okay, so pretty much what this is it's a boss. On summon, you're going to pop at least 1. Just because of the way his effect works, you're popping at minimum 1 card for free. And then he gains 1,000 attack at minimum. So he's going to be 35 or maybe 4,500 attack, right? Pretty dang good. And then the second effect is just a pretty good float. I mean, it's not when he's sent to graveyard by your opponent's stuff. He has to be destroyed. But it's a really strong float. I mean, you're floating into 3 monsters off this. This is like ABC level stuff. So he's solid. I think he's solid. I don't think he's the end-all, be-all. He's not amazing. He doesn't have protection for himself. He doesn't have disruption that he helps you set up. But he's a good card. I think he's a good card. Next up, we have Satellite Synchron. I like the design for this guy. He's pretty cute. Level 2 Dark Machine tuner effect monsters. Oh, Orcus. 700 attack, 100 defense. Sorry, you can only use both of his effects once per turn. First effect: if a monster or monsters is special summoned from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Okay. And if there's a synchro monster on your field and or in your graveyard with warrior, synchron, and or stardust in its original name, you can make this card's level become 4 until the end of the turn. Okay, I like that. Wow, okay. I like that second effect because it just gives him so much utility. You don't have to go Satellite Warrior every time, but you can. I know they have a level 6 synchro, like Yusei's deck and stuff, and this guy kind of helps it out. I'm curious how doable was the new guy? Oh, what was his name? I can't remember what their names are, but like from the Megatin last year, we got the new couple cards, and there's the new Synchro that's like really good at turboing their deck. I'm curious how much these synergize with that, because that was pretty cool. But yeah, pretty good card, pretty good card. And the last card here is Scrap Iron Signal. It's a counter trap, and you can only activate one card with this card name once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Synchro monster that requires a Synchro monster as material, negate the activation. Also, after that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. Whoa. Whoa. That's wild. This card's actually nuts. Wow. Just negate. It doesn't destroy the monster, but you get to negate a monster effect, and then you reset this card. So your idea is just like you negate it, reset this card, and just try and protect your Satellite Warrior, or if he's outed, you're going to hopefully float, and next turn be able to just establish Satellite Warrior again, and be able to negate stuff, have this negate live again. Wow, that card is so crazy. I mean, like, they nerfed it by making it not destroy. It doesn't negate spells and traps, it only negates monster effects. But still, this card is pretty nuts. This card is definitely pretty nuts, for sure. Alright. I dig it. I dig it. So you say stuff pretty good. Next up, we go to Gacha Magician. 4 Gas. Rank 4 Dark Spellcaster Xyz monster with 2000 as the stats. He takes any 2 level 4 monsters, which is pretty neat. You can use the first effect of this card's name only once per turn. You can attach 1 material from this card, then target an Xyz monster in your graveyard except for himself. Special summon it, but negate its effects. Interesting. I see. I understand. A utopic future XYZ monster that has this card as materials gains this effect. You can attach 2 materials from this card, then target an XYZ monster you control. Until the end of the turn, its attack becomes 4,000, but negate its effects. Okay. Yeah, no, I think this card is cool. Like I was gonna say, like, because I thought it's cool. It's a nice. It monster reborns any Xyz monster in grave, just putting more monster bodies on board, helping this deck play around struggling with Master Rules 4. Definitely to put 2 of those on the board at the same time. And you think like, but it has no materials. But that's not the end of the world, because so much of what this deck likes to do is just like rank up on top of each other. So you would just want to like rank up something on top of like a Utopia you brought back, drop a lightning on top of there. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, and not be that bad. So that's pretty cool. Oh no. Here we go. And then the other one's nice. It's not crazy because like a lot of the Xyz in this deck like buff themselves, but who knows? I mean, you could bring something bad, rank up on top of this guy, right? Can you even rank up on top of this guy? I don't even know. I guess I'm trying to think. I don't know. Rank up on top of this guy and then make like the one you brought back that has no effects because it has no materials, and make him 4,000, and then just go in for a turn, just bang bang. He's cool. I like him. I like him a lot. That's cool, and he's generic, but I don't think he'll see much play outside of that deck. Then we have Doh Doh Dwarf Go Glove. Okay. A level 4 Earth Rock effect monster with 0 attack, 1800 defense, and both of his effects are hard once per turns. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 Zubaba or Gaga monster from your hand. That's once per turn. That's pretty nice. If this card is in your graveyard while you control a Go or Doh Doh monster other than Dwarf Glove, this guy, you could special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. I like this guy a lot. He's just a really solid extender. I mean, we already got that other guy that was a decent extender, but this guy's really good too. I mean, once per turn, he's just like marauding captain, and while he's in the graveyard, he just like comes back as long as you control either of these types of monsters. And then keep in mind, guys, he doesn't get banished when he leaves the field if you make him into an Xyz monster, because he's like in limbo. There's weird ruling about it. He just wouldn't get banished because he'd end up as material and wouldn't be leaving the field technically. So I think this is a really, really good extender for the deck, for sure. And the last card here we have for you is Future Drive, a quick play spell that you can only activate once per turn. Target 1 utopic future XYZ monster you control. Apply the effect to that monster you control for the rest of the turn. It can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. If it battles an opponent's monster, negate that opponent's monster's effects during the damage step only. And each time it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. This card is pretty crazy. I mean, this is like almost level of like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, right? It's just making like one of your utopic future monsters essentially Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. You just get to run over everything and deal a bunch of damage for it. I think it's fun. I think it's solid. I mean, like, obviously when you're going second, this is way better. But yeah, I think it's a little cheese because I don't think it's. I believe this isn't super searchable. I don't think it's searchable on the deck, but it definitely could put in that work going second and just like wipe a board and win, right? So, interesting card for sure. Then we move to Yuma. I think Yuma's cards. Yeah. Okay, so here we have Performapal Empyrean Magician, a level 4 dark spellcaster pendulum effect monster with a scale 8. It's pretty good. And 1500 attack, 1000 defense. His pendulum effect. You can activate the first effect with this card's name only once per turn. When exactly one Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can special summon the destroyed monster, then destroy this card. Okay, so it's a float. It's a float for any generic Fusion, Synchro, Xyz. Not too bad. Monster effect. You can activate the first monster effect with this card's name only once per turn. During your main phase, if this card was normal summoned or special summoned this turn, you can activate this effect and apply these effects for the rest of the turn, depending on the monster card types among the other monsters you currently control. Okay, so he just gains all of these based on however many of these you control, right? Okay. If there's a fusion you control, this card can attack directly, all right? If there's a synchro you control, your opponent cannot activate monster effects. Whoa. But it's during your main phase. So it's like Dark Ruler no more in your opponent. Just saying you can't activate monster effects for the rest of the turn. That's still not bad. Xyz, this card's attack becomes double its original attack. Nice. And Pendulum, during the end phase, add one Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. Nice. I like that one. I think this card's pretty solid. I don't think it's insane. It's not really a super combo relevant card, but it has a lot of variability in what it can do. Obviously, the attacking directly is not a huge thing. I mean, they keep putting these in Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but we never really need it. Synchro is very good. You're just gonna. This is a walking Dark Ruler, no more. Xyz, this card's attack becomes double its original attack. 3,000, pretty good. Like, actually allows you to apply pressure, especially with this synchro effect. You turn off their board, and then you just have something that can at least kill any one monster. And then if you end your turn with another Pendulum monster on the field, you get to generically search any Pendulum monster in your entire deck, setting you up for strong plays on the following turn. I think this card's pretty good. It's pretty generic. I was worried about this card that like it wouldn't be super generic. It would be super Performapal based, but it isn't. So that's pretty cool. Next up, we have Smile Action, a field spell. Whoa. When this card resolves, each player can banish up to 5 spells from their graveyard face down. Each player can. Okay. When any monster declares an attack, activate these effects. The attacked player can apply this effect, add one random card banished by this effect to your hand, then you can discard it, and if you do, negate the attack. If you do not discard it, any battle damage you take for the rest of this turn is doubled. This card's super cheese. I don't think anybody will really be playing it, but it's super cheese. It's fine. Yeah. Pendulum Dimension is the last one here, a continuous trap. When you special summon a monster of the following types using a pendulum monster or monsters as material while this card is in the spell and trap zone, you can apply the appropriate effect, but you cannot apply the same effect again this turn. Okay, cool. So you can only do one of these when you do them. If you summon a fusion, special summon one monster from your deck in defense position with the same original level as that fusion monster, but negate its effects. If you summon a synchro, add one polymerization from your deck to your hand. If you summon an Xyz, take a tuner from your deck whose level is lower than or equal to that Xyz monster's rank, and either add it to your hand or special summon it. So this card's alright. I mean, like, I wish it was a continuous spell so you could do these on your first turn, because, like, the fusion effects are pretty good. All three of these are decent extender, like, effects. And then you could do that every turn. But because it's a trap, like, that's so bad. I feel like it's so bad because, like, what are you going to do? Like, you're not going to summon on your opponent's turn, any of these, so you're going to set this. Like, not get to activate turn 1, not get to activate on your opponent's turn, and then on your next turn, maybe you extend into a position where you can make a Synchro, make an Xyz, make a Fusion. I don't think this card's very good either. I think, unfortunately, for Yuma, the Empyrean Magician... Oh, no, not, this isn't Yuma, this is Yugioh, sorry. This is the only one that's really worth anything here. But, guys, that's all this stuff here. I went a little more in depth, so the video is a little longer than it probably should be, but there's a lot going on. I think you guys understand why it's so long. But thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know your thoughts on these. I am not a I don't know, rogue warrior for any of these decks just yet. Maybe this stuff will change my mind. But as of right now, I don't know any of these decks too particular. I know Heroes a little bit, but all the rest of them I'm kind of like, I don't really know that much. So maybe some of these cards are better than I think they are. But definitely let me know down below specifically which ones are, which ones aren't, which ones you're the most excited for, and I'll keep an eye on news in the future for this set and more protagonist cards as they drop. But thank you so much for watching today, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.